Hey guys, Camus here for another edition of Chess Beauty. If you're new to this series, the premise is simple. I show you problems that I like. I like all kinds of different sort of problems, endgame studies. I'm not a big fan of fairy chess. I think there's enough fantastic effects with just the regular rules of chess and regular pieces. And fairy chess forces me to think too much about other possibilities. So you won't be seeing any fairy chess stuff here. But I do like some of the more fantastic puzzles. And this is one of them. This is from 1977, a guy named Rusinek. And let's take a look. In the position here, black has a rook and white has 3 pawns for the rook. And the stipulation is white to play and draw. Take a look. Okay, well, the first move, not a particularly easy move to find, is e5. And the reason for this sacrifice only becomes clear in the final position of the puzzle. So black naturally takes that off. And now we have d7. And here the threat is bishop to g5 check, followed by pawn queening. So black has to do something about this. He can try bishop to f6, but then bishop to f6, rook takes f6, king to e7, rook to d6, queen takes, king to d8, king to g7, and the knight will come to via the path indicated and pick off that last pawn with an easy draw. So instead, after d7, black's best try is rook to d6 instead, keeping an eye on that queening square. So rook to d6, and now comes g7 with another queening threat here. Bishop takes g7 check, king to e8, king to h7. But black has to capture the light squared bishop here. If you try something like rook to d5, then bishop to g5 check, king to h7, the pawn queens, we take, and this is just a straight up and down draw. So after king to e8, black has to take this white squared bishop to have any chance of winning. So king takes h7, bishop to e7, threatening to promote, knight to c7, hoping to deflect the king away, and king goes to f7, only move, and rook d7 stalemate. And here we have the pretty picture of all the pieces lined up on the row here. In the after king to f7, the only other try for black is something like rook to d4, queens takes, bishop takes d8 with an easy draw. So the pawn sacrifice in the first position was to facilitate this final position as a composer's conceit. Okay, hope you enjoyed this, and check on back for future installments.